How many times have I mentioned Fort & Manley's Amber Absolutely in a video?
All the time.
This is one of the most gorgeous plum amber fragrances that I put my nose on. I've had it for a few years and I've absolutely loved it. But Rasei Fort was cool enough to send me a couple of other fragrances in his lineup. I guess one of the newer joints, I assume, for me to check out and give my true interpretations on. So we got this funky looking presentation, beautiful leather box with the embossing in front. And we got 3 different fragrances in this leather wrap bottle presentation, which is 100% in my speed. I love something about stitched handmade leather construction in pieces, whatever men accessories. I'm not just talking about fragrance, I'm talking about in general. Like a dope card holder, beautiful bespoke leather trench or suit jacket, leather pants, if you're into that sort of shit, but your nuts must really sweat.
Love the smell of queef in the morning.
All these kinds of presentations is super handsome, and especially when you do it in this kind of funky vibe. Look at this joint with a full pom-pom ball thing on top. That reminds me of one of those like Russian hats. I know he gets kind of funky and crazy with these fragrances, so I hope they don't suck, but I'm gonna give you my opinion on these fragrances. So far, aesthetically, they look dope, but how do they smell? Only one way to find out. So let's roll my motherfucking music so we can, fresh out of the mailbox, test out these fragrances and hope they don't suck.
We're all alone. That's friends from the south side. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I want to be Cuba.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, 𝐶_𝑢_B_A. These fragrances were gifted by the brand. All opinions will be my own. If you believe it, cool. If you don't, I don't give a shit either. My ball sprayers know what time it is. These are really dope looking bottles. I love the presentation. I don't know about this little puffy bullshit, but the leather wrapping and the stitching and this artisan kind of look, absolutely love it. I think some of the hairs are falling off this shit too, so that's kind of wild. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. I'm probably going to die from it, but who cares? I'm going to leave this one for last because I want to try these little joints. I really like the presentation. Like, look at the intricacies, look at the details. Like, if you're gonna pay premium bucks, like, that shit better look nice. And this for me is right up my alley. This screams masculinity, ruggedness, old western type vibes. Now this particular fragrance, we'll test out this one first since it's the one I pulled out. It's called, what is it? Reina del Mal? I think that's what it says. Yeah, Reina del Mal, Queen of the Sea. All right, let's look up some notes. All right, I got the notes. So the notes are listed as cardamom, pineapple, salt, lemon peel, followed by birch tar, tobacco, seaweed, and gunpowder. Then it's rum, labdanum, oak tree, and tonka bean. He definitely doesn't give a shit about pushing the envelope, and I do appreciate that. Now, gunpowder is something that I know a little bit about, definitely in real life, but in fragrance and in perfumery, something like 𝗙𝗏𝗏's The Dawn has that gunpowdery essence, which, I don't know, it's this kind of mythical note that doesn't truly exist in the world of perfumery, but it's kind of fun when it comes to the creativity aspect. I don't know what kind of vibe or energy I'm gonna get off of this shit, but we're gonna find out right now. Here's what the presentation once again looks like. La Reina del Mar, good atomizer. If people care, that's a very good fucking atomizer. All right, so let's go to La Reina del Mal and see what type of energy she's on. Wow, I get the lemon peel. I get a nice strong lemon peel. It's a lot of shit going on. That seaweedish note, I've been smelling that in a few perfumes lately as well. I don't know, like, is this like a cycle thing, like where people start going for these interesting notes and then everybody follows suit in putting these notes in a I mean, it might be. By essence, you get the fact that it's aquatic, citric, tart, bright, vibrant, very airy citrus, but you also get this seaweedish energy off this joint, like you're eating, what is it, the nori roll or whatever, like the seaweed around sushi. You get that essence from this joint. It's unlike any other freshy aquatic. There is a lot of body and base in this fragrance. Like, I don't pick up the gunpowder essence, at least not on test strip. I'm gonna have to go on skin with this joint. Very different freshy, a very different freshy, a bold freshy, to be honest with you. This is very interesting. How many mLs is this? 30 or 50? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. 30 or 50 ml. Who knows? Whoa. Okay. Incense heavy off my skin. Lemon peel 100%. A little bit of a funk coming off this scent. Ooh, I'm getting definitely a lot of woods. It's a real strong dichotomy between freshy, aquatic, oceanic, and strong, bold, woody notes, like a piece of wood that was left on the beach. There's seaweed accumulating. That wood is soaked in salt water, and you kind of get this rustic, oceanside, salty, degraded shack kind of smell, like an abandoned lifeguard station by the beach. And then you get this bright, sunny component from the citrus and the floral. Very different, very potent. It gives me strong summertime vibes in the space of like a Megamar. Like the shit is gonna be a ballsy summertime fragrance that has the aquatic nuances that you're looking for, but also has a little bit of a lotion-esque type vibe too, like a sunblockish kind of lotion. Very interesting, but also a very different take on an aquatic oceanic fragrance. It's intriguing, it's captivating, it catches my attention a lot, it's very different, and I can't really compare it to another fragrance like, oh, it smells like this. I can just give you the examples that I've given you, like it's in the space of this fragrance, or if you know this scent, like I mentioned Megamar, it's in that bubble as a strong, potent, polar opposite of what you would think an oceanic scent would be like. Let's move on to the next one. That's fucking interesting. A lot of soapy lotion coming off that too. All right, so the next fragrance is a beautiful blood red presentation, and this one is called Rose Otto Mobil. Rose Otto Mobil. So I'm assuming Otto Mobil, like Rose Automobile, OTTOMOBILE. Rose Automobile. Let's look up these notes. All right, so this fragrance opens up with tomato leaf, tuberose, spices, followed by dry rose, iris, rose petals, and regular rose. Then you got amber, leather, and metallic notes. Tomato leaf is a little bit of a funny note. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm assuming this is going to be a rose prominent fragrance, but we'll see. Tomato leaf, ooh, very heavy white floral. Tuberose is kind of feminine leaning. Not getting a ton of that tomato leaf, which is a plus in my book. This is a pretty scent. It's not a fragrance that I personally feel would smell great on me. We will be testing it on skin. But yeah, it's tuberose, very white floral forward, light, feminine, powdery. All right, let's try this puppy on skin. So far, feminine energy, feminine vibes is what I'm getting off of this joint. Let's see. Same kind of energy. A more mature woman, white floral scent profile. There's a little bit of leather coming through the fragrance now currently off my skin. Doesn't move my monkey like crazy. Not something that I feel I would wear or reach for. This definitely feels more feminine. And I don't even know if my chick would reach for this, because my chick does lean more towards like more masculine, bolder fragrances. She's kind of like me with the ambery, resinous fragrance, or maybe a little like pistachio, nutty kind of vibes. That's what she's been on lately. This is feminine, floral, more mature, 30+ woman with a classical opulence of rich shit. Not my personal vibe, but if you're into that white floral tuberosy type fragrance with powdery essence, this might be up your alley. Next one. The next one we got is the brown leather, and this one is called Lost in Translation. Lost in Translation. Notes! Alright, so this one opens up with white grapefruit, bitter orange, and tea, followed by butterscotch, lily of the valley, and orange blossom. Then we got jasmine, sambac, neroli, white musk, vanilla, and caramel. Sounds up my speed. Let's get the test strip on decky, and let's see if this one's going to be the powerhouse out of all of them. Let's go. Very strong orange blossom on this one. It's like a mix of caramel with an orange zest. If you took flan, this caramelic, vanillic, dairy kind of situation, and put a lot of orange zest on top, that's what I'm getting off of this. Very edible, very dessertish, nice amber, slightly sugary, but it's still that orangey zestiness that's on top of this joint, right on top of like that caramel and like butterscotch-ish essence. Butterscotch-ish essence. Couldn't say that shit. Weird. Unusual. Ooh, way more butterscotch on skin. I feel them coming. Minis. Why is this orangey essence? Almost amaretto, orange liqueur, Grand Marnier, butterscotch, and zesty, orange, bright, little resiny, woody, spicy. Minis. Huh, interesting. I don't know. I think that Reina and 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗏 is going to be the winner on this fragrance, but this is a very strong number 2. Oh, how it's drying down though. Fuck. No. Oh, more leather though. The leather really came out of this shit. Wow, the leather is actually overpowering the florals, which I didn't expect that. Ooh, that one switched up drastically. Oh, wow. It's like a really dusty old leather though. Like a couch that's been farted on a few times. No. This... more coconut is coming off of this too. Ooh. Alright, let me give this one a little bit more time to dry down when we check out the final one, which is Russian Cologne. Russian? Alright, cool. Let's try Russian Cologne. Oh, let me look up the notes. I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this shit, I thought it was a thing to shave. Any pubes on my face? Alright, so the notes on Russian Cologne is bergamot, bitter orange, lemon, neroli, pepper, and rosewood, followed by amber and ambergris, benzoin, vodka, jasmine, leather, lavender, rose, and then we got birch tar, cedarwood, musk, patchouli, and vanilla. Very fucking confusing. I don't know what the hell to expect from this joint. All I understand is vodka. I get vodka garnished with green. Green something. Green, vodka, oh, the birch. He's dry. It's giving me like, if you see my voice, turn. Something dry about this fragrance. The fuck is that? This also feels like churchish. Church bench. like a drunken Russian who went to church to confess his sins while having a little 𝗙𝙩𝗙𝐾𝐽 𝗙𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 little eighth, and whoop, shit just spilled everywhere. And you're kind of getting that vibe after the priest just threw the whole fucking incense-y shit that he does. Ooh, very woody, very dry. Why do I keep smelling it and going like this? Something about this shit is dry as fuck. I'm empty here. Good atomizers on this shit. I almost like didn't even hit the skin. The shit went just diagonal. Whoa. These are very artsy scents. These aren't fuckboy mass appeal fragrances at all, and they definitely don't scream with the sex appeal that amber absolutely does. Full transparency. These are very bold, rich, daring, and confusing. Fucking Rasei is going through a mental crisis because you go from Reina de Mal to Russian Cologne. We're going Spanish, and then we're going all across the fucking pond. What do? Rosa Otto Mobil, then you go lost in translation. It must be a loss in translation because you go from fucking Spanish to Russian. What do? Let me let Russian Cologne dry down a little bit, and let me go back to Lost in Translation and see if I can find the sap button. Still addictive. But still, La Reina de Mal, she's a fucking vibe. There's something seaweed. What seaweed fragrance is that kind of in the space of that it's kind of reminding me of? I feel like it's, let me see, for shits and giggles, for some reason, I feel like this one had seaweed in it, because I don't know, my nose brought me to this. Let me see. No Ramon Moneda Sunset Cafe. Yeah, La Reina de Mar so far is gonna be the most mass appeal. This one is the one that really attracts me the most. This one, I'm confused as shit and I'm lost in translation. I almost dropped it. You saw it. This one is, for me, just leans a whole lot of feminine and then really translates into like a heavy dry leather. And Russian Cologne. Ooh. Bobby, hold up. Ooh. Oh, this one needed a minute to talk to you real quick. Just like those Russian chicks with that hard accent, but they got those piercing blue eyes and big fake tits and want to slap you and stab you and steal all your money, and then you still want to stay with them because they're toxic. Am I profiling Russian women? Oh shit, the leather in this one is coming off fucking crazy on dry down. Damn, hold up. I might be switching. Alright, so it's between these two. Let me not selectively pick one between these two. This one, although super interesting, it just confuses me way too much. And I like something that challenges me and makes me think a little bit, but that one doesn't catch me like these two. Overall, these are not mass appeal fuckboy kind of energy fragrances. They're definitely for the niche snobs. They are not inexpensive fragrances, so keep that in mind. If you don't got the bank, these shits is not for you. I don't know if they do samples. I'll put a link in the description to the website. To Ras for blessing the kid with these joints. I think they're artistically beautiful, aesthetically amazingly handsome. They are a bit on the if you know, you know kind of shit, and I don't know how this is going to be received by a ton of people. I still think one of my favorite in the brand is Amber Absolutely. For me, it just tickles my hymen a little differently. But these are my thoughts. I love y'all motherfuckers from the heart. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all bitches next time. What's your favorite from Fort and Manly or Rasei Ford's brand in general? Smooches.
For the fly gun holder, money folder, motor roller, star tack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.